Hey everyone, it's Karen, Lavender Clothesline, here in my basement warehouse that I always speak about. For those of you who are new, my name is Karen and my store on eBay is Lavender Clothesline. I have been selling full-time for 6 years and I earn my living this way. I purchased this house with the main intent of selling eBay out of it. So underneath my house, I have a 1,400 square foot, approximately basement. It's not an approximately basement, it's an approximately 1,400 square foot basement, and today I am schlepping it and I'm bringing you along. So no tassel earrings, no curled hair, a shirt I vowed to burn probably a couple of videos ago, but today I'm just down in my basement. I'm going to take you along of how I store my items, how I pull my items, and then how I ship a couple of them. The regular clothing that I ship in poly mailers, I won't be showing that. I think you guys all know that by now, but if you need help doing that, you can go over to my daughter Melissa's channel. She is Fresh Bloomin' Clothing on eBay, and she is Mellissa with 2 L's on YouTube. She does amazing videos on how to ship, and she includes a lot of first class shipping, and she also has a great video on setting up your Dymo printer if you choose to use a thermal label printer. Boy, I went down that rabbit hole quick. Today I am in my basement. This is what this video is about, so you guys can see the workings of how I store about 5,000 items down here, which translates to about 3,500 listings on eBay. If you're not already following and subscribing and liking, please do all those things so I can continue bringing you on my journey as a full-time reseller working out of the house. As I always say, I'm almost 59 years old, so pretty excited about that. And this video will probably be the last video for this coming week about reselling. My next 2 or 3 videos, which you don't have to watch if you don't like this subject, will be me documenting traveling down to Florida to get dental implants. I have chosen a wonderful facility called New Teeth Now. I've already spoken with the surgeon on the phone and spoken with 2 of the wonderful employees that work there that have just been helping me. They've been with me from the start, just getting all of my travel plans together, because traveling out of state to have dental implants it's pretty daunting, but this facility is worth traveling to, so I'm looking forward to that. I will be working while I'm down there. I will probably pop onto Instagram a couple of times to say hello, but like I said, I will be documenting me getting dental implants. For those of you who struggle with less than stellar teeth, which I think might be quite a few of us, I encourage you to give New Teeth Now a call. I'm not a commercial for them. I don't receive anything for that, but they have promised to give you guys a quote on the phone and have provided a special telephone number, which I will even link in this video. So today we are schlepping it in the basement, and I am just showing what's going on around here lately. So thanks so much for all your support. I am closing in on 20,000 followers on Instagram, which blows my mind, because just a few years ago I feel like I didn't even know how to turn on a computer, and now I earn my full-time living on a computer. So thanks again for following me. Please hit the like and subscribe button, and hope everybody's having a great day. Okay, stay tuned. Hi guys. Figured I'd jump on. It is Sunday afternoon, probably about 4 o'clock, and I'd give you a peek of how I pull my items that I've sold over the weekend. This weekend I had fairly good sales. I don't remember the number off the top of my head because it's on my phone. I am in my basement warehouse, but I'm getting ready to pull and figured I'd film a little of the footage so you can see how this process goes. So this warehouse system is in my basement under my house. I have about 1,400 square feet. Like I've shared before, I group everything by category, by type of item, and it's all a mix. So these are my shoes, going into hard goods. That rack over there is women's boots. And as you can see, this side is mostly hard goods along with my coats. I have 3 racks of coats presently, which I do very well with coats. And this is a lot of china, breakables, all that fun stuff that we all love to ship. So right now I'm getting ready to pull what sold over the weekend, and I will take you along. So the first thing I do is bring down IKEA bags. That's how I bring everything upstairs, and turning around. Hope I'm not making you dizzy. This is my clothing side, all of the clothing. So I have shelving over here, with my smalls up there, my littles, and women's clothing. On this side to the left is overflow. This has become a lot of the items that I have more than one bin of. A few empty bins there, so that's great. So let's get started. I'll show you how I store my items and how easy it is for me to pull. I'm a big believer in pre-packing everything, so when something sells, I just go to that bin and pull it, and it's ready to go into a poly mailer. Because I store my items down in my basement, I do take great care of them. Because I'm a long tail seller, I might have my items for months, even up to a year or more. So I do run a dehumidifier down here. I regularly spray. I wash the floor. What else do I do? I run a fan at all times for air circulation. And on top of all of that care, I do store my items in plastic Ziploc bags. The first item, we'll get right to it, that sold was a woman's swimsuit. So as you can see, I have a bin that says swimwear, and I'm going to see if I can do this with one hand. I just pull this out and open it, and I see if I can see the swimsuit right off the top, and this one is right on top. This is the suit that's sold. I don't know how this footage is going to be, but here we have our first item. It's a woman's size 30 swimwear. And I come over and put it in this rolling cart. So next I come over to the women's shoes. This is flats and Oxfords, and I look for the size 6.5. I'm going to see if I can do this through the camera. Sandal, Clark's Bendables, and I see them. There they are. So this is them here. And I just place them in the rolling cart. On this rolling cart, I keep a list of Chico sizes because Chico has vanity sizing, and I categorize by US sizing. So say I sold a Chico's 1 top, I look at the 1 and I know it's in my size 8. So I have little cheat sheets on here that help me locate everything easily. And now we have 2 items in the cart. Let's keep going. Okay, so the next item that's sold is a lot of 2 gold tone chains. These chains are costume jewelry or fashion jewelry. And up here you can see I have little bins that have the contents written on a Dymo label of what everything is. Very organized, because with 3,500 listings, this is a lot for one person to handle. So I just pull my jewelry bin down. This is very hard to film with one hand, but I'm trying for you guys so you can see what I do. This goes a lot quicker if I'm not filming. And I open the bin, and there is my costume jewelry. And here are Avon and Ambassador chains. That's what I'm looking for. And I put it into the cart. And now my jewelry is done. Okay, so the next item that I'm pulling is a men's swimsuit. This is the men's wall over here. This is the bin with swimsuits. This is a lot easier with 2 hands. Oh, great. And this is a swimsuit right on top. Hybrid men's 32. That's it. And this gets thrown in the basket. Next item. The next item is a woman's robe. It's a 1 size, and it's called Dream Sacks. And so that will be in sleepwear, which is down this little aisle here. See, it says sleepwear. I'm going to need to shut this off to pull this bin out because it's a very heavy bin. This is what this bin looks like. So this might be it right here. It is. This is Dream Sacks, no size, bathrobe. So this just gets thrown in the cart. It is packaged, like I said, and all ready to go. Just fix this and throw the lid back on and then put it on the shelf again. Most times if I have 2 hands, I don't have to actually pull these bins off. Once in a while I do, but most times I can just slide these bins out, like right off those shelves, and just kind of balance it precariously and just find the item. But if there are a lot of items in the bin, then I have to actually bring the bin down. Sometimes I set it on top of this cart if it's, one of the higher up bins, and just dig that way. But for now, the system was working great, and this is how I'm organizing. And let's go on to the next item. Okay, so I had to stop filming to re-look at the item sold in my eBay sold. And I noticed it has a zipper. Anything with a zipper I would consider a jacket. I went over to jackets and it was right in the larger size jackets. So found that fairly quickly. Most of my items I find fairly quickly. Once in a while I do have to dig or really think about where I might have put it. But like I've said in the past, this system works better for me than if I filed by number and just give it a SKU number. If I gave that Rising International hoodie the number 23054, when I went to look for it, if it wasn't in the bin that housed 23504, I wouldn't know where to start looking for it. I feel like with my system, if something wasn't in sweaters, then it would be in jackets. So I do have kind of like a default system built within this system that does make it a little bit easier for me to find things. Not that I haven't totally lost things and had to dig for a very long time. Most times when I've lost something, quote unquote, it's because the item has sold doubly. Somehow a few of my items, once selling and being shipped out, a month or two goes by, and for some reason the listing had a glitch and relisted itself, and with 3,500 listings, I didn't catch that eBay had a glitch and relisted it, and it sells again. At that point, I messaged the buyer, apologized profusely, explained to them that I do have a small glitch once in a while, and asked them if they would like something else or if they would like to cancel the order. So far, everybody has been gracious, but like I said, it happens so far and few in between that it hasn't been a big problem. But let's keep going and move on to the next item. I will shut off filming and see what that item is. So the next item is a pair of boys' North Face pants. I have one bin for children's. This is where some of my odder items are kept. I don't sell a lot of children's clothing. Once in a while I'll pick it up at a yard sale if I see something in really nice condition or with a good name, something that has great resale value. And in this case it was a pair of North Face boys, I believe they're snow pants. So I'm going to go ahead and pull this bin. It has children's on it. Okay, see if I can do this without killing myself. My bandolier strap is swinging away. And let's see if we can find this easily enough. Dark pair of pants. This is them there. Yes, the North Face pants, 10-12. I guess that could be for boys or girls. So I throw that in the bin. Like I said, this seems very cumbersome the way I'm doing it. But this flies very quickly when I don't have, when I'm not filming, when I don't have the camera in my hand. So I'll just pop this back in here and put the lid on. Okay, so getting ready to pull the next item. It's a Zach Posen. I'm going to call it a car coat. My shorter jackets are kept on these round coat racks and under plastic. I also have longer coats in the corner there. But for now, this coat, I believe it's like car length or knee length, and it will be on one of these racks. And I believe I saw it when pulling a coat the other day. I wasn't pulling a rack, I was pulling a coat. And this is it here. So this is Zach Posen, kept nice and clean under plastic. So I will pull everything, hanger and all, and just bring it over to the cart. Sometimes I pull this cart around, but most times it's just a gathering place. I did have a table down here. I might pick up another table and go back to that system, but the table took up a lot of space, and I'm planning on putting more shelving with more bins. So for now, I'm just using this little rolly cart, which is working out great, and on to the next item. So the next item is Art and Soul 2X blouse. It's a black and white print. So I come over to my tops. There is shirts, extra large prints, so it should be right in this bin here. So pull this bin out so you guys can see. And I don't see it right up. I think this is it. Is this it? That's not it. That's where else. And I'm not seeing it in this bin, so it might be in darks and blacks. Take a look into some blacks. and this is it here. So once in a while, this one should have been in prints. This gets, thrown into the wrong bin, but not bad. Took me a couple extra seconds to find it, and we're moving on to the next item. The next item up is a dress, a satin dress by Levins's. It's Anthropology, and it is an extra small. So these are my dresses. It's a little dark in this corner, and they are up there, which you can see it's a full bin. So I'm going to stop the camera and pull that down and turn the camera back on. So this is the bin of extra small dresses. As you can see, it's quite full, so sometimes I have to dig for a while. And like I said, with one hand up, I think this is here. I know this dress. And this is, yes, a Levins's size 2 and satin dress. I do use these little handwritten tags. It's just a piece of paper cut just to help me identify. I always fold the item with tissue paper inside and showing the label, but I also give myself this little tag so that my items are really easy to find. That just goes in the basket. The last item that I'm going to pull right now is a little dish. It's a pink colored dish with a gold trim. A lot of the items on here I only have categorized by type of item, so maybe this is all little dishes, that type of thing. I'm not seeing the item there. There are some dishes down below. Let me circle around. And I should be seeing this any moment. If it's not on these shelves here, I also have some china here. And I'm looking here. And the last shelf it could be on, if it's not upstairs, would be the shelf that says pottery. So you can see these shelves I have metal and brass, glass, pottery. This one is lighting that I've decided, and that chandelier right there sold. And this is bar glasses, drinking glasses. So truthfully, I am not seeing that little pink dish. So sometimes there's a little bit of hunting going on. Call out if you see it, guys, help me out. I am looking. I'm probably missing it over here because I'm tired. I went kayaking yesterday for quite a few hours. So a little bit tired, but we had a great time. Okay, so that means if I'm not seeing it here, that means it's on a shelf in the back room and probably has not been processed yet. So I will show you what that craziness looks like. Okay, so because I'm keeping it real and I really want you guys to know how I pull my items, being one seller with this many items, sometimes I get a little backed up. Everything is still organized and findable, but some of the items have not gone into my warehouse system yet. So these are the items that I've been listing the past couple of weeks. Sometimes I have gotten to pack things down and sometimes not. So the next place I would look for this dish is in this back bedroom where I have shelving with lots of things. And if that little dish is not here, it will be in the china break front in my studio, my photography studio. But while we're here, I'm going to pull that little picture that's sold. And that's great that it's right there. Most of my artwork I have put on the walls of this back bedroom. Well, we're losing a painting. It's a very large painting back here I have to be careful of. And this little guy has sold. So sweet. So we will pull him off the wall while we're here, and we will go to the china break front and pull the little pink dish. So this is the third place I would store a breakable. This only houses things I enjoy looking at, or just to have things in this break front. This break front is in my photography studio, which is my dining room. This is where all of my items get measured once we photograph them. So an item gets photographed and then comes onto this break front, and within those drawers and cabinets, you've seen this quite a bit in the past. I store my poly mailers, tissue paper, all of the extra stock of my office. So this is the backup to my office, and then to this, the basement is the major backup. So I keep on hand thousands of poly mailers, thousands of Ziploc bags, thousands of pieces of tissue paper, lots of supplies. I don't like to run out. I like to make this process as easy as I can with how much I'm selling. And there is the pink dish right up there. I will open these little cabinets. I can get this open. It's a little humid here today, so things are sticking. And as you can see, this is constantly rotating. So these are items that are breakables, like I said, that are selling. There's a few more in there. That cabinet's a little bit empty, so that means things have sold out of that. Once in a while, I'll just play house and bring up some things from upstairs that I like looking at. But for now, this is the little pink dish that sold. How sweet is that? So there it is. So now we'll continue pulling. Okay, so just a quick one more trip down into the basement. This whole process usually takes me about 15 minutes to pull what is sold, unless I've sold over 50. Then it could take quite a while to find everything. But this chandelier sold, which is delightful. I'll put a picture of that on the screen. This is the chandelier that I found at the Memorial Day yard sale. So here we are in August, and this has just sold now. It has been sitting well behaved on this shelf all by itself and not bothering me a bit. And this sold for $123, and I believe I paid $7 for this. So I'm going to grab this, and I will also try to do a video, if I can do this without breaking this, a video on how I will ship this Atomic Starburst Schoolhouse lamp. Atomic Starburst Schoolhouse lamp. Try saying that 3 times quick. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and carry this upstairs and then come back down for my packages, and we are good to go. So to start the shipping process, I bring everything into my office where my computer is. I pile all of the clothing, or what clothing I've pulled as of now for this video, by my desk, and I work on the clothing that's pre-packaged. It will just go right into poly mailers, which I house in this little cart here. You can see I do have a desktop printer for any international sales. My Posen coat is hung up there because it's not packed down yet. See all this craziness here. And any little hard goods or shoes that have not been packed wind up on top of this. I'm hoping to film the chandelier packing for you. You guys are always interested in seeing how I ship breakables, so I might even run the camera for the little dish and get some of that footage underway. As we all know, I love my wraps, so those all hang right above this English server, which houses all of the other packing materials, or more poly mailers, I should say, packing tape, all of the things. And yeah, we will get started. So I won't show you because I think everybody knows how to slip a clothing item that's pre-packaged into a poly mailer. If you need help shipping, my daughter, Mellissa, Fresh Blooming Clothing, on her channel, which is Mellissa with 2 L's, shows you how to ship out items like clothing. So you want to go over there and take a look at one of her videos. She does extensive videos on shipping out and teaching you about different classes. So if you're new to eBay and you're intimidated by shipping items, you might want to watch her videos and gain all of that knowledge. She's been selling for almost 20 years, I think. So she really has the system down pat. But I'm going to go ahead and ship these guys out, and then I will hopefully set up the camera on a tripod to show you how I ship breakables. Okay, so we're getting ready to ship out this pair of sandals. These are very lightweight. They're going to go first class, and I'm just going to stuff each one with tissue paper and then wrap the outside with tissue paper, put it into a Ziploc bag, and then into a poly mailer. So let's get started with that. I take one piece of tissue paper and just fold it like that. I think this just gives a nicer appearance to the shoes. And there they are with the tissue paper inside. I'm going to grab some tape out of the top drawer. For taping a lightweight item like this, I just use regular Scotch tape. And there's the first one. I wrap the shoe on a diagonal. And there's the second one. Like I said, I just slip these into a Ziploc bag. Okay, so clearly these are going to get too crushed in this size Ziploc bag. I'm going to use a larger bag. I will try to remember to link the sizes of the two main bags that I use. So using the larger bag, toe goes in first, and then the heel goes in first, so they sit nicely together. And just compress as much air out of it as I can. And then because these are because these are a first class weight, I will slip them into a poly mailer. I believe these are 11 by 14. Little unprepared tonight. I throw in a business card and then just peel and press. So let's go ahead and give this away. And these weigh 14 ounces. Anything under 16 ounces can go first class, and that's how I'll ship these. And we are on to the next item after I print this label. So here's what the package looks like, covering the addresses to protect the buyer's address. And I print these labels out through my Dymo 450 label printer, which I've been using Dymo for the full 6 years and absolutely love the product. So if Dymo wants me to have some products for free to be able to advertise for them, I'd be happy to do that. So here we go, first class shoes in a poly mailer shipping out. The next item I'm going to ship is this beautiful dish. It is a pink with gold trim vintage Lenox dish. So let's go ahead and get that ready. I always wrap anything with a fine finish. I pretty much always wrap everything with tissue paper first. I feel tissue paper gives a really nice presentation, and it also protects the finish of the glaze and the paint. So let me grab some tissue paper and we'll get going. So the first thing I do is set the item down on a double thickness of tissue paper, wrapping the diagonal edges inside the dish like this. And make sure that the paper gathers around the edge of the dish to protect, because I feel like that's the most breakable or fragile point on this item. So there we have the dish wrapped like that. Let me grab some tape. I then just put a piece of tape like that just to secure it a little bit, and this will then be wrapped in bubble wrap. As I've shown, I have all of my papers hanging right above me, so it's super easy. I'm going to fold this edge over to create that double thickness right across that breakable top. And again, I will fold over on the bottom. This creates an extra cushion or buffer for breakable items. I go ahead and tape this way, and then I just put a piece of tape, fold the end in, and that extra buffer is protecting the end. Sorry about the tape noise. And there you have it, bubble wrapped. First tissue paper, then bubble wrap, and now I'm going to get a box that this will fit into. So in this listing, I have allotted 15 ounces first class for this package. Now the dish itself does not weigh that much, but what I account for is what the packaging materials are going to add to the weight of the finished product, if that makes sense. So I keep a great supply of boxes on hand, and I will choose the box that best protects the item but stays within the weight limit of what I have accounted for on the listing. So I have a choice of this Sephora box, and we can see that fits well. It's going to need quite a bit of void fill, so that's one consideration. And this box weighs 6 ounces, so it still allows our item to ship within the weight range I have selected and the buyer has paid for. Or I have this box. Now that looks like it doesn't fit, but when you fit on the diagonal, we'll take a look and see what that looks like. That would definitely be fine. I don't want the item itself to touch the box edges, but here we've built up such a layer of bubble wrap that we should be fine. I could also put this in this way, and I believe this is the box I'm going to choose. This box is 4 ounces, and this box is 6 ounces. Like I said, both of these boxes would work, but this one I will need less void filler, therefore saving myself money with whatever I put on the sides. Now, a lot of times I have free void filler. I use plastic grocery bags, newspaper, craft paper I've gotten for free or saved, previous packages that I've received, the filler that came with those. In this case, I'm going to use packing peanuts that I have purchased. So I'm choosing the smaller box, and I will show you what that looks like. So here is the Lennox dish. I fully surround the item with packing peanuts and create just a few extra on top, just so when the flaps of the box close, it compresses it and really surrounds the item for complete coverage. I'm going to go ahead and place a piece of tissue paper in the top. The flaps get folded down, and then I'm going to go ahead and tape it up. So here is the finished package, staying within the first class range and fully paid for weight-wise. I did account for extra weight for our bubble wrap, tissue paper, and packing peanuts, and of course the box itself. And we are on to the next item. So this next item that we're packaging is the Posen Alpaca Blend coat. This is a beautiful coat. I do put tissue paper inside. It really doesn't have a purpose other than just giving a nice presentation. I fold the coat in, making sure that any little fuzzes are off of the coat. Fold to the other side in, and then we fold over the arm. So this is what it looks like at this point. I then flip the whole coat, straighten out the hood or the collar, and I go ahead and lay another piece of tissue paper this way. See if I can reach over all of this lighting. I have extra lighting set up for filming. Now I put this extra piece of tissue paper here and start to fold the coat this way, keeping the sleeves. And this is what the coat looks like at this point. I then slip the coat into one of these bags. This is great value where I find this at Walmart, but I'm sure you can get these bags at any, any big store. They're the clear bags. They're considered a recycling bag, and this is what they look like. I don't carry poly mailers this large as this coat is, so I always pick these up. I just feel it gives an extra protection to the coat, and I just like the way it works. I do go ahead and cut off the silver top tab on this so it looks less like a garbage bag and more like just a storage bag. So I will go ahead and put this into the bag and show you what that looks like. So here is the coat in the bag. I do try to press out as much air as I can. I go ahead and tape it first, and then I clip one of the little corners of the bag, being careful not to clip the item, and then I actually press on this to get as much air as I can out. Sometimes if it's a very heavy, hard item to deal with, I actually sit on it, as long as it's not breakable, to try to press out as much air. The whole point of this is to get it into the smallest shape you can, because with the USPS raises of the rates in the dimensional way, if that makes sense, you want to make your packages as small as possible. So anything that I can safely press out all the air, I go ahead and do that just to compact it as much as possible. And now I'm going to go ahead and slip this into a poly mailer, and I'll show you what that looks like. Okay, so here's the Posen coat all wrapped up. It doesn't look especially pretty, but this does the job. It saves the weight of adding a box to the situation. As long as the item is not breakable, I'll go ahead and use a large poly. This poly size is 19 by 24, and I buy these from U Pack and Ship. They're great. I buy most of my polys from them. And when I went to ship this out, this is actually going priority. This is going to, I'm looking, I believe this is going to Poland, yes. And so this is how I do an international. 4 pounds and under international is first class. Anything over 4 pounds is considered international priority, which throws it into a different category. when you print out the label for first class, so anything under 4 pounds international, you will be putting on one of these slips. I'm not going to really show you the front because it has too much sensitive information on it, but you just date and sign it and then put it into a clear envelope. I'm going to actually grab one of these clear envelopes to show you. Okay, so these are the clear envelopes you'll be using. This is a peel and press, and it protects whatever documents you're putting inside. If you're going to get into serious international shipping and ship a lot that way, I advise that you go to your post office or go online and print out the reading material of what is allowed to be sent to certain countries. So some countries don't allow leather and just on and on. So there are restrictions. It's good to know the restrictions at different countries. So because this coat is weighing in at close to 5 pounds, that throws it into, like I said, the priority international shipping. With that, 4 forms will print out. It's actually 2 pieces of paper that you're cutting in half. You're signing and dating each one. Some of them are customs forms, some of them are dispatch notices. It just gives the people along the way information about the package, what to do with the package. So having said all of that, I have the 4 pieces of paper or 4 forms. I've signed and dated each one. Now tonight is Sunday night, so I won't put today's date on it. I will put tomorrow's date because that is the shipping date of this package. So you want to just be careful that your information is accurate, that you've signed each form, and then you slip the whole business into this clear stuck-on envelope, if that makes sense. So that is shipping priority international. And this buyer, like I said, is in Poland, and it should take quite a while for this to be received. So some countries have tracking along the way, some do not. I haven't had a lot of problems with international shipping, not good. And yeah, so that's what goes on with this. I'm going to slip these in and go on to the next item. This next item that I'm going to show is a pair of boots. These are Skywalk Gore-Tex. I believe it's called Vask boots, and these boots are beautiful, but in my shopping I did not notice that the left boot has a pretty severe scratch on it. This is pretty deep. It's not a normal scuff, so I did disclose that in the listing. Now I paid $8 for these boots, so in order for me to keep these and sell these, I still want to get profit out of them. So I listed these at a very low price point of a little under $18. This toe also has scuffs. The rest of the boot is in beautiful condition. It almost looks like it wasn't worn. These boots will probably be worn for hiking or for work, so many men won't care that they have these scratches. I did sell them for $18, so a very small profit there, but still happy to sell these. They sold within a day, and that's exactly what I wanted to have happen to them. Just move them in, move them out, very small profit, and not worry about this scratch. So I'm going to go ahead and pack these and show you how I do that. The boots are quite heavy, so I've chosen to put them in a box anyway. If something has a lot of weight to begin with, to me, adding the weight of a box is not going to throw it into a different category. It's already in the priority category. And this box is the large priority mail box. It's not a flat rate. This does go by weight, but this keeps the item under the 12 by 12 by 12 cubic foot. This box is 12 by 12 by 8. So that's great. Anything that fits in this box will stay in that category. So let's go ahead and I'll show you how I pack these. For these boots, because they have damage and I just sold them at a low price point, I will put 1 piece of bubble wrap in the bottom, stuff each one with tissue paper. I still do that for every boot. And put them like that. Between the boots, I will also place another layer of bubble wrap because I'm not wrapping the outside of these boots. So I'm going to grab actually 2 sheets of bubble wrap. I will lay the first half down, put the boot in, and then this little excess will cover like that. Now here I have some void to fill. I don't want to spend a lot of money, again, because I sold these at a small profit. So I will go ahead and just fill the void with this product. This is air pillows, and I get these from either Bob, my postman, is great to give me all of the air pillows that he and his wife get in their packages, or I will fill the void sometimes with plastic clean grocery bags. But in this case, I'm just going to fill it with this bubble, just to fill that void, and that's what it looks like. I will throw a business card in and we are done. That way I didn't spend a lot of time. I'm looking for a business card, which is looking for, just taking time. Let me grab it off the desk. Okay. So I just throw in a business card and close the box, and that's it. The whole thing takes literally 30 seconds to do. You don't want to spend a lot of your time on items that you're not making high profit. So all in all, after fees, I might make probably $7 or $8, something like that. I'll just tape this up. And we will weigh it and ship it out. In my opinion, unless a seller is selling thousands of packages per week, the $6 or $7 profit doesn't make sense. I feel that in this case, it's good to get rid of an item that you picked up and maybe missed something and just get it out as quickly as possible. So the turnaround is quick and the shipping has to be quick. Not a lot of time, just super quick, just real quick turnover. I could choose to return the boots, but here I've made a small profit. I've added an extra sold item to my store, and this buyer will be very happy to receive this nice pair of boots, even with the deep scratch, and it's all good. So we are on to the next package, and I think it is another breakable. Okay, so it's getting a little late in the night. I want to wrap this up. This is the last item that I will show how I ship. This is an antique ceiling chandelier with an atomic starburst pattern on the glass globe, and it has a brass hanging pendant. So I did disclose that the wiring will need to be professionally replaced because you can see the wiring is the original and it's got some breaks in the coating to it. And I also disclosed that it has a small dent in the flush mount cup, I guess we would call that. So I'm going to go ahead and pack this. Now I did compare rates. USPS shipping priority mail will be about $66.50, and FedEx home ground delivery $37 and change. So I did go ahead and select FedEx, even though it is a good 13-minute drive from my house. It saves the buyers so much shipping that it's worth it to sell items this way. I don't do a lot FedEx. I wish I had a FedEx location closer to me. I know some of the Walgreens accept FedEx, but unfortunately my Walgreens is further away than that. So I will have to drop this off at FedEx, but that's not a big deal because I go into that area for shopping and thrifting anyway. So let's go ahead and pack this, and I'll show you how I'm going to ship this chandelier out. So the first thing I did, as you saw, was I took the glass shade off of the chandelier. Whenever you ship breakables or lighting, you want to separate as many pieces as you can to individually wrap them and protect them. So the glass shade got a little bit of tissue paper inside the shade. Then I did 3 layers of tissue paper outside the shade and taped that. And then I went ahead and bubble wrapped the whole item. And now I will put the glass shade into this box surrounded by packing peanuts. And then this box will go inside the bigger box. So let me go ahead and fill this box and I'll show you what that looks like. So here's the small box with some packing peanuts just surrounding the bubble wrapped shade. Okay, so here we have the chandelier. We have the glass globe in this small box that you saw me pack, and it's surrounded by a heavier craft paper so that it can't move within the bigger box. So that's called the floating box method. And here is the brass piece. It's again wrapped with tissue paper, bubble wrapped, taped, and surrounded by this paper. You really don't want these things to move at all. I will go ahead and fill the void with something just lightweight and inexpensive, probably plastic bags or something like that, and close up the box. In my opinion, when you're dealing with antique lights, especially chandeliers and things like that, you really want to separate out any glass shades and use the floating box method. So even though this is a little bit more work, which you want to build that cost into your final price for the buyer, this is the most secure method. In all my years of shipping items this way, I've had no breakage, thank goodness. And I think this method is a little bit more work, but definitely gives the buyer a better chance of receiving his item in one piece. So I'm going to go ahead and just fill this void and close up the box. And that is how I ship. You can see the size of the box. how I ship an antique chandelier. Well, if you made it this far, congratulations. Sometimes these videos get so long, and I do edit them. I do try to cut out as much as we can, but appreciate you guys so much. Thanks for following along, and please hit that subscribe button so I can keep bringing videos, and feel free to leave a comment below on what type of videos you would like to see. I am still working on trying to film in thrift stores that have music where I get copyrighted. So I'd still like to figure out how to bring you guys along and show you how I source and what I choose to buy. Thanks again for all of your support. Please like and subscribe, and don't forget, go out and get what's yours. Bye guys.